four-legged recruit to the famous South African police force. The foals stay with their mothers until they're 9 months when they go to a kindergarten. They're off to their first day at school. The youngsters are brought into stables and haltered so that they can get used to having something on their head. Several months later, they're brought back again for a longer spell, and so on for 5 years. After this, they graduate to a remount depot where they're kept stabled and groomed until the time comes for the intensive part of their training. They must learn to be as big a credit to the force as Jaffe, who has carried off many jumping prizes at the Witwatersrand show. Now the fun begins. As soon as an untrained horse feels the saddle, he behaves like a mad thing. But that sort of behavior won't do, and he soon learns who's boss. In a very little while, he's jumping like a perfect young gentleman and well on the way to becoming a champion. Yes, as a jumper, he's certainly fine and dandy. How about some sugar, old chap? A large lump. No? Oh, he must be on a diet. The finished article. The horse has been at the depot for about 6 months, and when he's passed by the vet, he'll be sent out to play his part in keeping law and order. Trained to the nth degree, the blue-blooded high-steppers of the South African police force take the road. The mounted police are always a feature of state occasions and processions in the Union. Bronzed men and spirited horses are a striking tribute to a schooling that's second to none. No less a draw than a horse is a dog. But if you want to draw a dog without all the trouble of drawing him, here's an idea that's as fine and dandy as Fido himself. And of course it applies to any other subject. Take the photograph and place it in a bath containing a weak solution of potassium ferrocyanide. Steep it pretty well until the picture slightly fades, and then wash it in plain water. When dried, your canvas is ready. With waterproof ink and a fine pen, go carefully over the faded picture, giving a light touch to the outlines and a heavier one to the shadows. All you have to do now is to replace the picture in the ferrocyanide until what is left of the photograph completely disappears. A final wash, and there it is, all your own work. Now, aren't you a clever girl? It's fine and dandy. Yes, as I was saying, have you ever thought how the average girl apportions her time? Would you believe, for instance, that she spends nearly a year of her life powdering her face and her little nose? Let's tabulate her from the time she wakes up. The average yawn takes 3 seconds. In a lifetime of 70 years, night and morning, she yawns just 2 days. Terrible, isn't it? With a daily dozen of 10 minutes, and starting at sweet 17 and stopping at 21, she accounts for another 10 days. She takes 3 minutes to put on her stockings, and in her lifetime, 53 days. Deducting Sundays and holidays, she works only 341 days. Now is the time for all good men to come to the aid of the party. Yes, and she looks at the clock at least 15 times a day. Well, you'll see what that means. During her life, she's unconscious for 23 years. 23 years of blissful bedlam. And she has a glorious gorge lasting a total of 4 years. On the basis of a 6 months courtship, Joe Noble, our cartoonist, sums up the kisses account. Now, watch carefully. First meeting 1 kiss, second meeting 10. And it doesn't matter if his name isn't Jack. First quarrel, then the making up, and so it goes on. During the courtship, she'll be kissed roughly, and I don't mean roughly kissed. Gosh, just about 8 hours continuous work for a healthy lad.